The model visit. The visit is the foundational and most important component of our hospice's care experience. That is, the model. Therefore, it merits great consideration as we want to make each visit as good as it can be. There can be great variation in the quality of visits among individual clinicians, as well as among different hospices. Therefore, our hospice does not take the visit for granted and has put a great deal of thought into the creation of our visit structure, which helps us create a high-quality, predictable experience. Now, you may initially think that this structure may impede on your clinical practice. However, you'll find that it will help you do a better job and help to ensure that important things, as well as small things other hospices may not have considered in the care experience, are not overlooked. For example, the structure is really only 30% prescriptive. The remaining 70% is based on your professional judgment and expertise. The visit structure will especially help you when you are tired or have had a taxing day. One of the main differences in our visit design is that we view ourselves as teachers, because that is what we are. Rather than view ourselves as, quote, providers of care, we view ourselves as teachers. Though we certainly provide care, a huge aspect of our work is teaching and being a trusted guide through this experience we are most familiar with. So think of yourself as a teacher, equipping caregivers to be confident in the care they are providing. Often this means demonstrating how things should be done. Many times clinicians feel that if they are not doing something, they are not doing their job. This can lead to unnecessary dependency upon clinicians, as well as anxiety issues stemming from panic and lack of caregiver confidence when hospice team members are not present. This is why teaching is so important. The value of the social work function is often not realized by patients and families. This can be a product of stereotypical images of social workers, as well as the view of many hospices, seeing the role as primarily a counseling service. In this film, we will review many points that will significantly increase the perceived value of the social work function. It has been estimated that as much as 80% of human suffering is the result of psychosocial or non-physical issues. The social worker is one of the disciplines that are equipped to help in this critical area. The role of the social worker in reducing suffering from anxiety and other non-physical pain is critically important. A few other key points of the visit structure are: the tone of the visit, calm and compassionate, always. Manage expectations. Anything less than the patient or caregiver expectation results in disappointment. So try not to indicate or give the impression you can do something when you can't, from visit times to outcomes from your visit. And lastly, you carry an atmosphere wherever you go. When you enter a patient's home or space, you impact the environment. So when we make a visit, make sure you are projecting positive energy. This energy perhaps has more to do with the creation of a great care experience than what we say or maybe even do. So be conscious of your energy before you enter a patient's space. Make it positive. Our hospice also incorporates IRMs, which stand for Image Recall Mechanisms. This innovative practice helps us remember what is to be done and when, so that we can create a high-quality, predictable experience or feeling for those we serve. The human mind works very much on a visual and feeling level for most people. Therefore, we intentionally attached visual images and associate them with words and phrases to provide cues so that compassion and competence are woven into every interaction. Our visit structure is one of the things that makes our hospice unique. During our visits and interactions, we are creating an experience or a feeling. This is what drives everything we do at our hospice. Now here's the visit structure. Let's make great visits. Phase 1, Pre-Visit. Tune in. Get into an intuitive state to relax and become aware. The dumpster principle. Make sure your vehicle is neat. If by chance the patient or family members are able to see the inside of your vehicle, you want them to see it as organized and neat. This sends a message that if they are neat and organized in areas that are normally out of the public eye or behind the scenes, imagine how well the organization is operated and the quality of its people. This builds confidence. Organizing thoughts. Anticipate and plan the interaction before you go. Driveway manners. Park in a place that is considerate of the family. For example, don't block the driveway, or if the driveway is pristine and your vehicle leaks fluids, park along the street. Update the brain container. Review the notes of the last person to enter the home. The last person to visit from our hospice usually has the most up-to-date knowledge, and the patient and family need to know that we're communicating as a team. Vibrate on. Place your phone on vibrate. Look sharp. Be aware of your body language and appearance. Look sharp, well-dressed, and awake. A sharp image conveys confidence. Everything I need. Take in everything you need so that confidence is not destroyed or diminished by repeated trips to your vehicle. Breathe. Center yourself. Try to get into a peaceful and relaxed state, as this energy and spirit will be communicated on an energetic level to the patient and family. Think about now and try to put out of your mind anything that would draw your attention away from the visit at hand. I am a teacher. I am creating a feeling. I am a teacher. See yourself as a master teacher guiding people through an experience that you are most familiar with. Teaching is the primary thing we do at our hospice. Phase 2, Entrance and Expectation Management. Project warmth. Announce your arrival and lift the atmosphere. Hi, it's great to see you again, with a tone of positivity. Again, you are lifting the atmosphere with your presence energetically. People can feel or perceive your level of energy, your mood, even the type of person you are within seconds. This is done visually when you speak as well as with their own intuition. People make quick assessments of people. If we are conscious of this, we can turn our vibrational level up. Perceive. Our hospice recognizes that our 5 senses provide a limited view of a patient or family member. Therefore, we work on developing our intuitive skills. Bag mat. Place our bag mat in a convenient place that is easy for you to access and where it will not interfere with the care experience. The bottom of bags are among the dirtiest things we have and can spread germs, and in some cases, bugs. Placing the bag mat gives comfort to the patient and family and says, we are considerate. Our shoes must also be considered when trying to diminish the spread of germs. Sanitize your hands. By visually sanitizing your hands, it sends a message that we are conscious of germs. This builds confidence. Eye level, lean in. Take a position that is comfortable for the person you are interacting with. Eye level is best if possible. Lean in to demonstrate genuine interest and compassion. Biggest concern. Inquiry question. How is your mom today? What is your biggest concern? The intent of this open-ended question is to discover the patient and family's biggest concerns. It provides them a voice and can lead you in the direction of where you could provide the most benefit. Presence. Listen and perceive, being fully present and not thinking of responses or reloading. Really focus on the patient and family. Listen, listen, and listen. Listen as a kind, experienced, and thoughtful teacher. Validate for comfort. Based on what you hear, tell the patient or family member what you are planning to do, carefully managing their expectations. Here is what I'm going to try to do. This is an ongoing review of the goals of care. Remember, you are teaching when appropriate. You may want to recap what you've heard to make sure you understood them correctly, similar to a person that takes your order only with extreme kindness and compassion. Observe and make sure you are not exhausting patients and caregivers to where they cannot hear anymore. Manage expectations based on our conceptual framework. Each visit is different and unique. Often you meet with unexpected situations. Using our conceptual framework allows you to make better decisions when presented with routine as well as non-routine situations. Introducing Mr. Gates. Let the patient see your computer. Document explaining the use of your computer, especially with your first few visits. I'm going to write my notes in my computer so we can coordinate our care. These help us so much. This builds confidence with the patient and caregiver. They like to know that the hospice is organized. It is important that documentation is done during the visit while the details of your visit are fresh in your mind. We all know how busy life can be, and it's difficult to remember things later on, especially if you are tired. Document at the time of the visit. We use an electronic medical chart to document your needs and concerns so you can have confidence that all team members will have your information. So even if you call us in the middle of the night, you don't have to retell your story over and over. We know and can focus on the concern. The computer builds confidence. If 4 clinicians visit and use their computers and the 5th does not, it causes patients and family members to suffer, as they fear that their situation will not be known by the other team members. Phase 3, Professional Judgment. Teach rather than do. Teach rather than do, if possible. This empowers the caregiver and leads to a more satisfactory experience, as it lessens unnecessary clinician dependency and suffering from anxiety issues, a form of non-physical pain. It will create a more satisfying experience, and memories will be created that will last long after the patient has transitioned. Teach using master teaching methods. Teach using the principles and techniques of master teachers. Our hospice is a teaching organization first that provides care as demonstrated by our inspirational expert faculty, as well as our obvious consideration to our people development facilities and lab. Our hospice has an entire program dedicated to understanding the methods of world-class teachers. It is an important skill because everyone is a teacher to someone. This is a very spiritual principle and is perhaps the highest purpose of our lives. Educate to reduce anxiety issues. Review the diagnosis guide sheet to paint the picture of what the caregiver can expect. This and this will happen. Teach about how to contact the hospice first if there are unforeseen changes or any caregiver anxiety. This could be on the pill box, caregiver quick guide or manual, phone stickers, or refrigerator magnet. This helps to reduce emergency room and on-call visits, resulting in a better patient-family experience. Visit structure template. It's good to let the caregiver and patient see that you are using the visit structure template to help ensure and build confidence that important things are not overlooked or missed. People like to know there is a process. During your initial visits, you should describe to the patient and caregivers the assessment scales that your hospice uses. Our hospice uses a 1 to 10 scale to monitor your situation, like pain and comfort, with 1 being excellent and 10 being as bad as you've ever experienced before. How would you rank your pain today? Addressing pain. As mentioned previously, it is estimated that as much as 80% of pain is psychosocial in nature. Too many hospices are minimalizing the social worker role to primarily counseling, thus limiting the value of this important foundational hospice role. By offering much more than counseling, a hospice social worker has more opportunities to earn the right of relationship in order to do counseling. Often, many patients and caregivers do not even realize the need for a professional in the counseling area, and the social workers can feel that other disciplines are doing more counseling than they are. Not at our hospice. We provide avenues of value beyond the stereotypical roles, enabling the social worker to provide maximum value. Use professional judgment to address what you are capable of addressing as communicated previously. If you are unable to satisfactorily fulfill an expectation, inform the patient or caregiver about your attempt and the best course based on what you know. "I don't know, but I will find out and get back with you" is a good, honest, and the only answer when you don't know. Hospice menu. Use the hospice menu to teach and manage expectations. The hospice menu puts the patient and family in the control seat of the experience, where they have a voice in how care is delivered. It is one of your primary teaching tools, as there are pros and cons of each selection. This tool not only helps patients and families, but it helps us focus and understand all of the value our organization offers. Many hospices pay lip service to customizing the experience around patients and families, but our hospice really gives them a choice. Every item on our menu can be done for every patient, every time, and patients and families can update their choices whenever they want. It essentially becomes the plan of care. To not have a tool such as this is like going to a restaurant where the options are unknown, except that it has food. We take the uncertainty away and are clear about what our hospice provides. Using the hospice menu, point out that you can help by balancing the checkbook. Many patients worry about their financial situation, as they are concerned about the welfare of their loved ones. At our hospice, we recognize this form of suffering and can help out in this area. Using the hospice menu, point out that you can review all insurance policies to make sure that the patients and families are not missing out on any of the benefits that they are entitled to. This will help bring peace of mind to the patients and caregivers. Again, more suffering is being reduced. Using the hospice menu, point out that a life disc can be easily made where a crystal clear recording using a high-quality mic that captures the breath of life is employed. Families will treasure this gift beyond perhaps anything else our hospice does with the passage of time. Audio is best. Videotaping these conversations and interactions puts undue stress on patients as they are being filmed at a time when they perhaps look their worst. Audio eliminates this, allowing the patient to interact freely. The theater of the mind will take over when loved ones and future generations hear their stories in pristine audio. The quality of the microphone cannot be emphasized enough. This recorded life disc or life review needs to be done early in the illness progression if possible. It does not have to be a formal life review and can be as simple as getting out the family photo album and pressing the red record button. Again, these memories will outlive all other things our hospice does and will be cherished by future generations. Using the hospice menu, point out that you can assist with funeral planning. Again, we are further reducing worry and suffering. Talk to the family about other resources that could benefit the patient and family. Use your professional judgment, but do not assume that your listeners completely understand what you communicate, as they can become overwhelmed with information. Listen carefully and suggest thoughtfully. Use the hospice menu to teach and point out the options of care for patients and caregivers, including HemiSync devices, EMDR, IADC, and other proven techniques for relaxation and patient management. Again, these products and services are for both patients as well as caregivers. Diagnosis guides. Use diagnosis guides to help manage expectations regarding the specific issues pertaining to the diagnoses. You don't want caregivers to be alarmed by changes or unprepared for the expected illness progression. Anticipate needs. Consider the patient's situation and anticipate what the patient and family will need in the future. By anticipating future needs of patients and family members, we can start to prepare them for what they will face in the future, including physical decline, emotions, spiritual matters, almost anything in the human experience. Phase 4. Documentation and comfort. Check stock of meds and supplies. Check the patient's stock of medications and supplies. Check the condition of the DME. Does the patient have enough to last till at least the next week, or at a minimum until the next visit? This is a task that can cross disciplines and must be done each visit. A patient should never run out of medications and/or supplies. This should be a non-issue at our hospice. Anxiety levels escalate dramatically when patients run out of these items, especially when our hospice has staff in the home frequently. Tell me how grim it is graphically and as a team. Document the patient's condition during the visit while details of the visit are fresh in your mind. Paint a picture that someone reviewing the chart will be able to see and even smell the situation to increase their understanding. Include the amount of effort it takes to do routine tasks and suffering on all levels, physical as well as non-physical. There are several reasons we must document at the point of care. First, it is how we communicate with other team members as well as on an organizational level. Secondly, we are paid by our documentation, which allows our organization to exist and serve. Hospices that get into trouble do so because they are not doing the fundamentals well and are just plain sloppy regarding clinical documentation. Documentation must be as a team. Describe the patient-family situation well enough that a person reading the chart in a cubicle at an FI can see and even smell the patient. Reviewers of charts need to feel the experience as well. Hospice Companion. Refer to the Hospice Companion if you have any question regarding documenting a situation. This little book addresses nearly every situation from every discipline's perspective and was written based on what is needed by MACs and FIs. Medication Tracking Log. Review the medication tracking log. Caregiver Documentation Journal. Review the Caregiver Documentation Journal. Phase 5. Build confidence. I've watched what you're doing and you're doing a great job. In fact, I can't think of anything else you could be doing for your dad. If there are areas a caregiver could improve, you might say it like this. You are doing a great job. To make it even better, do X and Y. After teaching, validation is a very comforting thing. The word watched or observed is powerful as it shows that what the caregiver has done is important and is worthy of review. You have everything you need. I've checked your stock of supplies and you have everything you need. Or, I've checked your stock of supplies and I've put in an order for a refill. This type of language conveys confidence. It is a wonderful feeling to know you have everything you need and that you don't have to fear running out of anything. How do you feel? Question: do you have any questions or concerns I have not addressed? Question: do you have any questions or concerns? We want you to be as comfortable and confident as possible. Our visits appeal to the feelings of patients and families. We simply want people to feel good. This is the heart of what we do and what our hospice is about. Therefore, this direct question gives us insight into confidence levels and other concerns. The voice of the person. Hear the voice of the person, eye level and leaning in. Perceive. Using your 5 senses as well as your intuitive abilities, perceive what is being communicated on all levels, especially the unspoken need, just as you did earlier in the visit. Listen, listen, listen. Assure and build confidence as a compassionate teacher. Recap what you have done. As a teacher, explain what you have done as well as what you didn't or couldn't do. Great teachers always review. Give a final and brief reconfirmation. I admire your dedication to your mother. You are giving her such good care. If you need anything, do not hesitate to contact us. Your departure is as important as when you arrived. You want to leave with the same calmness and compassion emitted when you arrived. This final confidence booster is symbolic of our work. Be and show gratefulness for the opportunity to serve. Thank you for letting me be a guest in your home and giving me the opportunity to serve. A spirit of gratitude and thankfulness is a wonderful feeling for everyone involved. It provides energy for the patient and family as well as for you. If one can live daily in a spirit of gratitude, one can have a happier life. Phase 6, Post-Visit. Order supplies. Order supplies if needed. I've just got to get a message to you. Contact the other members of your team if necessary while the details of your visit are fresh in your mind. With the details of your visit fresh in your mind, you can accurately communicate with other team members. By getting this done immediately after you finish your visit, you will not have to worry about this, and your mind will be clearer for the next visit or activity in your life. Sync and connect. Synchronize or connect with the central database, uploading your information so that everyone in the organization will know the status of the patient and family so we can coordinate our efforts. Release. Ask yourself if you taught well as we seek to become better. Release the visit to all there is if you have done your best. Take a few moments to relax. These moments are powerful spiritual experiences that can significantly lighten your day and help you enjoy the upcoming events of your life. Building great karma. Rejoice. Recognize the significance of your work. You have reduced suffering both physically and non-physically. Hospice work is significant and meaningful. It diminishes suffering in both the physical as well as the non-physical domains. We are privileged to be involved in this work. We are making a difference with every act and with every person we interact with. We're also helping ourselves in the process as we learn, teach, and care for others. The 3 R's: relax, retool, refuel. Language. No nos. Never give out your personal cell phone or contact information. Never give the impression to anyone that we are too busy to take patients. A hospice can give decades of great service, and this message will stick in people's minds for years. There is always room at the inn. When speaking about hospice, never refer to our organization as just hospice. Always refer specifically to our hospice, using its name. Educate caregivers and patients that not all hospices are the same. We have a very intentional way, our model of ensuring care so that important things as well as small things are not overlooked. No words and phrases. Continuous care. Instead, use crisis care so we do not create an expectation we cannot fulfill. After hours or on call. Instead, just tell the caregiver and patient that they can always call. We are a 24/7 hospice. We have only one chance to do it right. There are no redos in hospice. So let's make every visit a great experience. Our care appeals to the feelings of patients and families. We want people to feel good. This basic concept drives our care experience. The hospice visit is the patient's experience and the family's memory.